What's going on, you bunch of fiddlers? Nick Daniels here. We're coming at you live yet again. We're just doing the same session. So we're probably doing like a good like 5-6 videos today, just in the same time frame. So that's probably why it just looks identical to where I'm at. Snow, same outfit, same haircut, you know. You guys are watching just the growth and development of the hair. And I figured we'd talk about another date we had here, man. This one wasn't actually really a fail though. But we're going to talk about it anyway because I just think it's kind of interesting. And I often tell people about it, but just one particular aspect of the date, which I always thought was really interesting. So that's what we're going to be speaking about today. So sit back, relax, grab something to eat, take it easy, and fucking enjoy yourselves, okay? So yeah, we're at York Redoubt, which is a national park up on the Halifax waterfront, just outside the city. It's only about a 15-20 minute drive. I mean, if not, actually, it's probably less than that, to be quite honest. But yeah, so it's a national park, and it's like when an old base used to be here. I wouldn't even really say much of a base, to be quite honest, but we'll show you in depth, and I've done a vlog on it too, which I'm probably not going to remember, but if I do remember, it'll be linked at the top. You'll see it popping up anytime. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, York Redoubt, man, it's a good spot, and so this is a really common spot. A lot of people go here. And I'm preferencing this all for the date, by the way. I'm not just rambling here. And it's all paved or like gravel. So like nothing, like you're not really like hiking over roots and rocks when you're here. The only reason I'm kind of slightly out of breath right now, well, it's because I'm fucking going through the snow. But it's still clearly, like you can kind of tell there, it's still pretty walked on. So for the most part, it's actually really not that bad. And basically, anyway, this is a good spot. It's a good spot to go. There's plenty of like little spots to explore and check out, so it's kind of cool. And if you're getting into those like abandoned locations, it's a really good starter location because it's just where it's a public park and stuff, and you get an idea what you're going to be looking at, you know. So to the meat and potatoes of the date of the story. Yeah, man. So the one time I get this date going, and it was on Bumble, I believe, and I don't know, cute girl. She was Asian, and so from South Korea, and I thought she was really pretty. And yeah, man. So I think she was like a year older than me, I think, or something. She was either a year older or a year younger. Like she was very close to my age. I think I was 27 at the time. So I mean, like, oh yeah. And here's what I was talking about, eh? Yeah, one sec. There you go. Yeah, man. So you get like these structures here, and you can we can climb up all those. Probably not gonna do that today. And then there's like the structures here and stuff, and there's like the graffiti everywhere. So I might do some photography while I'm here. Yeah, man. So I gotta keep my tone down. There might be people around the corner here. But yeah. So like I said, we started chatting a little bit, not very much, but just enough to kind of line up a date or something. And I came up with a great idea. I was like, dude, I'll take you to the old York, York Redoubt. It's a great spot. You know, why not? Close to the water. It's one thing you clearly can't go wrong with. Yeah, like this location is just right on the waterfront. So, I mean, I don't know. Most people are just like going near the water, so they can't complain. We're going to do one more quick turnaround here with the camera. Yeah, so over there, as you can see, out in the distance, I know this camera can zoom in, but just for the time being, fuck that. So just over there where you see like the big, it would be like right up in this corner here. You can probably barely see it. That looks like some boats and shit like that. That's like Dartmouth, and then right across is Halifax. So we're literally just outside of the city. So just as a preference, just so you know where we're talking about here, our reference, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so like I said, man, I took her here. This is the date, and I actually ended up going to get her, pick her up, and bring her here. So it's kind of more of a formal. It's more formal in that sense. And I mean, for the most part, like the whole date went pretty well, I thought. But the point of the story is there was something that I was talking about with her that actually like quite impressed her, because I knew something about South Korea that for some reason I knew this, and it was like fairly in depth for what it was. And it was something called what DVD rooms are. So this is like the date's really insignificant. We're really talking about the DVD rooms. So the DVD rooms, I had a buddy, Mr. Haynes, that might be watching. You never know, he watches from time to time, who told me all about this, but I'll reiterate in his words. So basically what these DVD rooms were in South Korea, and this is at the time, by the way, this has actually changed. She updated me on this, but she was super impressed I knew this shit. So yeah, man. So what they were is like basically back in the day, it could still be that way. And until you're basically like married, you're living at home. So like male, female, whatever. And when you were dating, it's kind of awkward because like you don't really have a whole lot of privacy that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're kind of at home with your parents, unless they're like out. You're kind of just like, you're kind of fucked. Like it's not like you're coming out and she's making out with you on the couch. That idea. So, you know, that can be kind of awkward. You might want a little privacy. And a good way to do that was to get something called a DVD room. So it wouldn't be like a brothel, but basically like there'd just be an establishment, and it would be like a room, let's say like a curtain, maybe a small, you know, like a small room, door or whatever. And it would just be this tiny room, which is basically like a sofa, like a couch, and a telly, okay? And you would just put on, literally, like you'd put a DVD in and you'd watch the DVD. And that's what you would pay for. You would pay for like the time that you were in there basically, or like a set fee. I'm not sure how the payment worked there. Probably just set fee, like, you know, 15 for the room. And you had the room as long as you had a movie like going, right? Like you couldn't just sit there without the movie playing, but like you could have the movie playing. So like apparently my buddy there, Mr. Haynes, decided to queue up like Lord of the Rings, like the Return of the King extended edition. Like, oh fuck, man, you're milking at the time. It's going to be like 4 hours for that thing. And basically you just do whatever, man. You kind of like Netflix and chill. Like you make out, you do whatever you want, right? And that was the idea. It's like if you wanted the privacy that you could do that. I don't know why I told you this on a first date. That was probably not a good idea that I knew this. But I thought it was really interesting. And yeah, it was funny because like I said, she was like really impressed that I had this knowledge, this just random fact, you know, that like nobody in the fucking world's going to know. Apparently now they're like cafes, like they're classier. Like they've definitely like they're still a thing, but they've been upscaled, and that was only like a year ago. So it's probably still a thing. But I just thought it was really cool. And it's interesting. Like I'm not saying like you go have a date with some girl from like Africa and you start Googling her heritage and her history of the country. But I mean, like it's not a bad idea to know something like that, like just random facts, and be able to spit them out. Because like it was that, and I was talking about like PR, like permanent residence, and I even knew like half the steps because my roommate at the time was applying and all that. So like I was talking to her about that when she had brought it up, and I was like actually informative about the situation. And again, it was like, hey, like you know, you're born here and you know like what I'm going through. It's like, yeah, man, like know all the fucking steps. Needless to say, by the way, I never heard back from her, but you know, and it is what it is. But I just thought it was interesting, man. It was like that was one of the better ones, I think, in my opinion, like an actual date that went quite well. For some reason, though, she thought this was a hike. I was very confused on that. Like, she was like, yeah, this was a good hike. And I was like, I don't think you know what a hike is. Like, she dressed for a hike, too, right? You know what I mean? Like, she had, like, the hiking shoes on, like, the fucking spandex. You know, it's just kind of like, I'm sitting here like fucking jeans. I'm like, it's a park. Like, there's no hike. Trust me, it's impossible. There is nothing to hike. But anyway, I don't know. So that's all I got. Yeah, that's it. Hey, we'll give you the water view. Probably should have gave you this the whole time. It looks a lot better. But yeah, man, thanks for watching. Pretty funny. See, they're not all date fails, okay? Sometimes they're like actually something went quite well. And we go from there. But anyway, man, yeah, we'll see you in the next one. I'm probably going to do that in probably like 5 minutes. So take it easy. Peace. Yo, thanks for watching the video, guys. If you want to check out my Instagram here, I do a little bit of photography on the side. Be sure to check it out. NickDaniels65. Instagram.com. You can feel free to message me on there if you got any video ideas. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Take it easy. Cheers.